Hi, it's great to be back with you, and I'm much better. Thank you for all the messages. We went down to the coast for a few days, about 2 weeks ago, and one of my rituals, whether it's sunny or whether it's raining, is to stand in the shallows and just allow the water to wash over my feet and legs, watch those waves of all different sizes and shapes coming in and flowing out, allowing my thoughts to ebb and flow, sometimes thinking about nothing at all, just enjoying the sensation. And as I'm sure you've all experienced, if you stand still for long enough, your feet begin to get buried in the sand. With each wave, you sink deeper and deeper. Every now and then you have to pull your feet up, shake them out, and move on. You can't stand still for too long. If you leave it, it becomes very difficult to move. And I've never stayed long enough to find out, but I would assume that eventually you would be stuck there and you would be in danger of drowning. And I wonder if, like me, you've seen that in life in various forms. Someone perhaps becomes so set in their ways that they can't or won't move, and the longer they resist the change, the harder it becomes to take the next step, and it eventually ends up preventing them from living. If we look in relationships, you can get stuck and not evolve and grow in that relationship with the other person. We're all changing all the time, we're all growing, we need to keep moving. We need to keep moving together. If we think of a child as they grow, your relationship with them changes. I often say to parents who come to me and they're so worried because their child's still coming through to sleep next to them in the night, I say, don't worry, they won't be doing that when they're teenagers. So if relationships change and evolve with teenagers, with children as they grow, why do we think it's different with our partners? We need to be prepared to grow and change together, and the relationship, in my experience, becomes stronger and stronger. Make that effort to grow together. I also read recently that marriages don't necessarily end because of fights that they have, but because of the 10,000 fights that were never had. And eventually the one who remains silent for peace is the one who will walk away. Depression is a much more serious and complicated one, but I often call that the silent killer, not cholesterol. Every one of us will feel sad from time to time, but sometimes we need professional help to move, and the longer we leave it, from what I've observed, the harder it becomes to recognize that you need help, or even have the energy to ask for that help. If we look in nature, and we can go back to the sea, there are rocks along the shoreline, the tide comes in, the waves don't stop at the rocks, they make their way around them. If we look at weaver birds, and I've just been watching one recently in my garden, he rebuilds his nest over and over when the female decides she doesn't like it and rips it apart. He doesn't throw his wings in the air and say, I give up. He goes on, looks for the next frond from my palm tree, and starts stripping it and building a new nest. Life will always keep moving on, no matter how much we want it to stand still. And I feel that we need to be careful of getting stuck for too long. If we need to rest, let's pause, but then take the next step. I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed week.